Have you ever felt someone's eyes on you, only to discover no one was there? For Lena, that gaze followed her everywhere. Lena loved the charm of small-town diners, the warm service and homemade meals. But one late-night stop on her road trip became a surreal nightmare she couldn't escape. It was just past midnight when Lena pulled into a small diner off the highway. The place was nearly empty, except for a truck driver sitting at the counter and a teenage boy sitting in a booth across the room. He was maybe 10 or 11, dressed in outdated clothes, and staring straight at her. She tried to ignore him as she slid into a booth, but his gaze never wavered. Lena smiled politely, hoping he'd stop, but he didn't blink. Uneasy, she flagged down the server. "Is that boy okay?" she asked quietly. The server frowned. "What boy?" Lena's blood ran cold as she gestured toward the booth, but when she looked back, it was empty. "I must be tired," she muttered, trying to laugh it off. As her meal arrived, she caught sight of the boy again, now sitting in a booth closer to her. He didn't move or make a sound, his dark eyes locked onto hers. Lena's stomach churned. She leaned toward the server again. "You seriously don't see him?" The server gave her a wary look, but before she could respond, the bell above the diner door jingled. Lena turned to see if the boy had left, but the booth was empty once more. Shaken, Lena quickly finished her food and paid her bill. She stepped outside into the cool night air, relieved to be heading back to her car. But as she opened the door, she froze. The boy was sitting in the back seat, staring at her through the rearview mirror. Lena slammed the door shut and backed away, her heart pounding. When she looked again, the back seat was empty. Telling herself it was a hallucination, she climbed into the car and sped away, her hands trembling on the wheel. Miles down the road, Lena glanced in the mirror again and screamed. The boy was there, his face inches from hers, but his expression had changed. His mouth was stretched into a wide, unnatural grin. Lena veered off the road, the car skidding to a halt on the gravel shoulder. She jumped out, gasping for air, but when she turned to look inside, the boy was gone. All that remained was a single handprint on the foggy glass of the back window. Lena refused to drive alone at night after that, but no matter where she goes, she sometimes feels those dark eyes watching her. And every so often, when she looks into a mirror, she swears she sees him standing just behind her. Have you ever felt like you were being followed? Tell us your story in the comments and subscribe for more tales that will keep you looking over your shoulder.